Donnie B, GotDaBeats.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the next edition of The Beat. I'm Donnie B, GotDaBeats. You already know what time it is when you hear that beat bang, boy. So I'm extremely excited today. This is going to be a dope interview, man. I'm telling you, just stay tuned. Watch what we do here. You know what time it is. It's time for that glorious intro that we're going to get right to brass tacks. Here we go. So if you didn't know, and you couldn't tell by the soundtrack for the intro, I'm a huge hip hop buff. Boom bap, New York grit, Rick Rubin meets DJ Premier. It's got to have that hip hop, that flavor to it, that soul to it, because I'm a fan of the culture, not just the music, but the culture. And so I do a lot of homework. I have spent many an hour in the recording studio trying to just search the essence of what it is to be in the culture, to put up the tunes, the rhythms, the whole nine. And I gotta say, this brother right here, man, I'm looking to have like a legend on the show tonight. This man is a legend. He has done great works for the culture, for hip hop, and I'm just so honored to have him on. Let's just get straight to it. The icon, the legend, CEO, celebrity DJ, and actor, Nasty-Nes. What's going on, man?
Hey, Donnie B in the place to be. I got a question for you, man.
Uh-huh.
Do you drink coffee?
So,
Don't lie.
I don't. And I had a run-in in college, and ever since then, I never drink coffee.
Man, so because you got so much energy behind you tonight, I was going to ask you, what kind of coffee you drinking, man? I need some of that.
That's special right there.
All right, word up, man. Hey, it's a pleasure to be on your show. Donnie B in the place to be with Nasty-Nes, straight out of the West. Let's do this, man.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about right now. So let's get straight to this, man. I know you're a very busy person. We'll get straight to the brass tacks. Who is Nasty-Nes for those people that do not know who Nasty-Nes is?
Oh man, well, your show's only an hour. This might take 3 hours, but here's the condensed version.
Okay.
I'm a guy who moved to the United States from the Philippines when I was 10 years old. Got picked on, got made fun of. Man, I was like straight FOB, which means fresh out the boat, and I had no self-esteem until I met my Gung Fu teacher, and we'll talk about that later, which is Sifu Taki Kimura. And I really had no heroes as a kid except for Muhammad Ali. And then Bruce Lee entered into my life. And I actually started working at it at the original school when I was 13. That gave me a lot of self-confidence and so forth. And then I started having self-esteem. Right, my chest I got bigger, started lifting weights, took martial arts. And if anyone looked at me mean, I would go like this: "Hey, you." I know Chinese kung fu. And man, and then hip hop entered my life and radio at the age of I started, I think, when I was 17 years old. Got my first job on commercial radio when I was 18, and this dates back to like 1979. So I'm an OG, Don. I've been doing this, believe it or not. I'm old enough to be a grandfather. I've been doing this for like 42 years now, and I'm still doing it, man. Hip hop saved my life, man. And it shows that you are doing that keep hip hop alive, and to be still doing this on your show, for me, believe it or not, it's an honor, man, just to be here and to still be recognized by someone like you who I've never met before, and you're a big hip hop nerd. That's what you said, and so I know it means a lot to you, and it means a lot to me too, just to be here.
I appreciate that, and we appreciate you for the those that know the culture, understand, and they know what time it is when you say Nasty-Nes real live. Shout
Really?
out to BTP Media, by the way, Jeff. Much love, man, and success. Thank you for putting this on.
Yeah.
And we gonna get to the next topic here. Growing up where did you grow up? I know you came, like you said, you was FOB, but when you came in, where did you grow up? What was it like for you growing up? Obviously, like you said, dealing with the issues and stuff that you dealt with. But what was it like for you to overcome all of that and become the success that you are today?
Oh man, like I said, well, we'll start when I was 10 years old. First moved to the United States. It was a whole new environment for me. I mean, out here I was a little kid walking around wearing these Hawaiian shirts, thinking I looked fly, and I had a Vitalis hair cream in my hair, looking dope. But really, I looked really goofy. but but yeah, man, you know what? I think it helped me get picked on, get bullied on, and to make me stronger because once I learned to become more self confident, have more self confidence in myself. If it wasn't for martial arts, I'll put it that way, and training, and not just learning how to fight, but hearing stories from my Sifu Taki Kimura, who passed away this year. He would share with me all these stories about him with Bruce Lee before Bruce Lee became famous. To the point where Bruce Lee became famous, he had a part in a Game of Death, but they never finished filming the movie because Bruce Lee died. So my
Mhm.
seafood was going to be on one of the floors. You know, the top floor was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He
Right.
was going to be on one of the floors representing Wing Chun, which is the art that I studied, Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do. But 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 yeah, growing up, man, it was really rough for me, you know. But I grew up kind of like, I don't know if you call it the hood, but I grew up with a lot of brothers and sisters there, and they all made me feel welcome, you know. Um, and yeah, I remember that, man. I think growing up around that environment really helped me out a lot and helped me. Instead of listening to Elton John, man, I started listening to Stylistics and Ohio
Ooh.
Players.
Hey. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, man. Even my girlfriend, she was a sister, boy, and boy, ooh, you don't want to get them mad, boy, because oh man, I'll never forget that part. Get the man, oh boy, I thought I was good in martial arts, but my Wing Chun didn't even work. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I'm
But
with you.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that kind of sums it up in a little bit of what it was like growing up, you know?
Okay. 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 Who and or what were your inspirations? I mean, I know you talk about your seafood. Rest in peace, your seafood. Who else? Were there anybody else? Or what
Hmm.
were your inspirations?
Well, the ones that inspired me, believe it or not, and I used to not like her, but I love her to death now. It was my mom. I had one of those strict Filipino moms, and if you know
Mm,
anything about the Filipino culture, the real moms from the Philippines, born and raised, they're very strict to the point where I always thought my mom hated me because she was always mad at me, spanking me, but it's because she worried about me if I came home late, if I didn't do this or that, or if I didn't make my bed or brush my teeth, just
mhm,
the small things, you know. She definitely, when she passed away, I realized everything she taught me, how to clean house, how to cook, how to have manners. She did that because she loved me. And, I just thought she was a mean, strict mom, man. I was like, God, mom, chill out, you know? uh, so she's like one of my biggest influences. And of course, Muhammad Ali for he stood for what he believed was right. And yeah, so Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, my mom, and of course my sister too, who when I graduated from high school, she gave me a present, and I do not like to read, period. I like comic books, but I don't like to read because it makes me sleepy. But
Mm,
she bought me this book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill,
mm.
and that really changed my life. I still have that book to this date, and the principles that Napoleon Hill shared, I follow those principles. You know, I would write things down, I would post things on a poster board and look at it and say, I'm going to have that, I'm going to do this. You know, you write it, your goals down. It all came true. So yeah, so those are like the three main people that played an influence in my life.
Awesome. Awesome. This is great, great to know, actually. Um, Transition a bit. Um, Talk about your you getting started in the music industry and so forth and so on. And anybody that knows anything about you and you know how you got down in hip hop with turntable.
Uh, oh, when it came to turntables, my hairdresser, I used to get my hair cut at her mom's house, and because it was cheaper, you know, instead of going to the salon. And you got to remember, I was only like 16 years old, and instead of going to the hair salon, I would go to her mom's house, and she would cut her hair in the basement.
Hmm.
And her brother, uh, who's Ed Locke, who started Nasty Mix Records with Mix-a-Lot and I. He was upstairs on the turntables. I was saying, man, who's playing all that music really loud? And he goes, oh, that's my brother. He DJs on a radio station, KYEC, and he DJs at a nightclub, Spectrum. And that was my first influence in wanting to be a DJ
Hmm.
on the radio and in the clubs. So Ed would always do these a lot of gigs like high school reunions, weddings, and I would tag along and watch. And then I just got interested in the turntables and kind of watched how he did it, and that's how I learned. You know, I mean, I used to be scared to be on the mic to get in front of a crowd, but you know how I learned how to get in front of a crowd and not be scared was he said, I'm going to the bathroom. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, I need you to announce this important announcement to the crowd.
Hmm.
And then you press this button and it'll start the record. But you know what? He never showed up like for like 15 minutes, but he did that purposely to teach me. So I was so scared. And then, yeah, so I finally got, I was scared, but I read the announcement and I pressed the button and the music started. And that was the birth of Nasty-Nes on the Wheels of Steel.
That's That's awesome. And it's funny because I had Grand Mixer GMS on before. He said literally he had close to the same experience where he filled in for somebody and they was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be right back," and then he like did like a whole set or something.
Oh,
And then
really?
yeah, so I mean, it's interesting how people's stories kind of overlap. But that's totally awesome, man. Like to just kind of be baptism by fire. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah, yeah.
but the thing about it is like I said, so much importance, and we'll get to this, what you've done for the culture. And then, like you said, just being started with somebody just being like, hey, hey, all you gotta do is blah, blah, blah. And you're like, all right. And then they kind of just leave you. And you're like, ah. And then a
Hmm.
legend was born. And that's like, wow.
Yeah, well, I wasn't a legend yet. You know, it's funny you say that because I still don't consider me a legend. You know, but I appreciate the kind words. You know, people ask me, "What does it feel like to be a legend?" I go, "Well, I'm not dead yet, but if you want to consider me a legend, that's cool. I mean, I appreciate it. I guess I'm really humble about that. You know, when I hear stuff like that. But thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I think of two things when you say that. I think of it's the old adage that that I was raised up on was faith without works is dead, right? So
Oh yeah. Oh,
you
you read the Bible. Oh, I like that.
I'm a preacher's son. So that's how it is. But faith without works is dead. That means you got to put in the work in order to
That's
get,
true.
what I mean, to sustain the faith. And your work precedes you. You know what I mean. Your reputation precedes you. So, and that's the first thing. And the second thing is on the beat, as well as the other show that I'm with, the co-host on Two Flew West with Nick Baker. Shout out Baker. Uh, we believe in giving people their flowers while we got them. You know what I mean? Too many times we talk around people, or you don't give people that they're just due, and then they're gone posthumously. You want to give them credit and so forth and so on, and that's not fair. We all need support. We all want to know that we matter, we exist, that we put in work. And I'm just a firm believer, and it's easy to talk negatively about somebody or tear down what they built. I'd rather do it the other way and build. Let's lift everybody up, man. And again, if not nothing else, the people who put in the work, such as yourself. So I'm gonna consider me a fanboy today. You know what I mean?
Well, on that note, I want to give props to two of my good friends of mine. They passed away. One was DJ Lova J, and another one was DJ Alex G. So yeah, you're right, man. Yeah, you just never know. You might not be around tomorrow. Like I might not be around tomorrow. I hope I am. But this interview, which I think you're going to archive on YouTube, will be around forever. So,
Exactly.
if something happens to me, Donnie, and you're thinking of me and you miss me, just pull this interview up on the archive, and I'm there with you.
That's what it's all about. I'm glad. See,
All right,
you got me,
it'll be
brother.
okay. It'll be okay.
Shout out I want to shout out everybody in the chat rooms. DJ Prince Ice, my dog.
Oh, Prince Ice.
What's going on?
I knew him when he had hair. That's how long I known him.
He gotta tell you the joke about don't stick your head out a convertible because you lose all your top. Yeah, that's my guy though. Shout out to Lisa Dell Washington in Washington D.C. Shout out to DJ T in the Northwest.
Word. Wow.
Going up, man.
Oh man, cool.
So let me ask you this question. We're gonna turn to topics, and I'm gonna just throw these topics out there, and we're just gonna talk about them.
Okay.
First topic: my posse is on Broadway. Now we know, or I know, just what you put in, but let everybody else understand what you put in with Mix-a-Lot Records and your time, working with that and developing that and shaping everything that had to do with that.
Well, it's actually Nasty Mix Records, and that's my name and his name, Nasty Mix, and that started around 1985. I just remember always playing his. I used to play Mix-a-Lot songs that weren't on vinyl yet. He just recorded it, put it on a 4-track, put it on a cassette, and then I would play it every weekend on my K-Fox Fresh Tracks show on Sunday nights, and it would get tons of requests every Sunday night, never fails. He would be the most requested song not only on Sunday nights but on weeknights. But we didn't play rap music on the radio station during the weeknights yet, and that kind of gave us a sign. Maybe we should start a record label. How do you do that? Well, that's where Ed Locke and a guy named Greg Jones came in, and they put the money in and all that, and I just had to learn on my own how to promote records, but that was the biggest moment in my life where life just changed for me, because I still promote records to this day with the rapattacklives.com. But yeah, Posse on Broadway, that was the single where, coming out of Seattle, and you got to remember this was like the 80s, early 80s, mid 80s, hip hop only really came out of the Bronx back then.
Yeah.
It really wasn't anything in the West Coast. Maybe there was Ice-T and us, but that was about it. There really wasn't any West Coast going on. Uncle Jam's Army, but no one really knew who they were unless you were in the West Coast. So I said, well, how are people going to know about us? Because we're in Seattle. Like, Seattle? What's in Seattle? Horse buggies, rain, and that's it. And go, well, we're going to change all that. And I said, I know the best way to break our record in the biggest market for hip hop would be New York. So I honestly thought Posse on Broadway was going to be the record because New York has the biggest Broadway, 42nd Street Broadway.
Right.
Boy, I was so wrong. It like died. It didn't do anything in New York, but it did do stuff on the outskirts and on college stations. Because to this day, like Awesome 2, Hank Love and Half Pint, those guys, Chuck Chilla, helped play my records by Mix-a-Lot on their radio shows, which were on college stations. So we got love on that tip, but everywhere else in New York, it didn't hit. Not in New York, but it hit everywhere else. It hit in Philly, it hit in Alabama, hit in Atlanta, hit in LA, hit in the Bay Area, and so that's when I knew things were starting to happen. I told Mix we need to put 32 beat intro, which I think 4 bars. Make it DJ friendly.
Hmm.
So we can mix the record in, mix the record out, and that's when he came up with the Godzilla mix.
Hmm.
And yeah, so the Godzilla part is kind of funny because he always Mix always jokes about me, and he called me Mr. Tanaka, the wrestler, or he'll call me or he'll call me Bolo, from Enter the Dragon, Bolo,
Yeah.
because I'm Asian. And then he would always joke to me, goes, "Ah, look, Godzilla," pointing at me. It's like, okay, but yeah, man, Posse and Broad, it opened up a lot of doors, and then right when we got on Yo MTV Raps, that's when I knew, wow, we're on with Fat Five Freddy. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's funny about that? Like you said, it landed. It may not have landed in New York, but it damn sure landed in my house.
Now,
Because
where you from?
I'm from Washington D.C., but my family's from the tri-state.
Oh,
So if not,
oh, DC.
yeah, if not Philly, because that's where my parents are from. They're from Philly. But they moved down and then to DC, and then that's when they had me and my brother and my sister. But
And DC, real quick, don't mean to interrupt you, but I got great memories in DC because I remember we went to Howard University, and I
hmm
remember there was a radio station there called WOL,
hmm
and the guy there, he passed away, but one of the nicest guys, he was really famous DJ there. Uh, uh,
Petey Green.
was that his name? Yeah, wait, they broke our records on that radio station in Washington D.C. And then I just like, wow, I love this. I mean, I never seen so many brothers and sisters in the university all working together, or in the shopping stores behind the counters working. It's like, man, I love DC. And then I remember at that time BET was in DC,
Hmm.
and I was actually on one of the first episodes of Rap City.
I remember.
With we One of our groups, we had a High Performance. They're from Tacoma, and I think they were with me. And then we were a guest on Rap City. Well, yeah, I remember. I have good memories of Washington D.C. Still do, man. But go ahead.
No, no, you're good. Thank you for sharing. That's what we're here for, you to share these types of moments and thoughts, because I mean, like I said, uh, hip hop has been so influential to me, because I was like, I always like in my life to there was a TV show on HBO called Dream On, and the lead character in Dream On was a guy basically who lived his life according to the TV shows and or things he saw on TV growing up, because he didn't have a life growing up. He just sat in front of the TV, like his mom just left him in front of the TV. The TV raised him. So literally, I'm not saying that that's my life, but I just kind of felt that way because it was TV was always on in my house. And when we talking hip hop, I mean, I remember when the day Thriller came out on
Yeah, me
MTV.
too.
You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like it just the song and music video that changed my life forever is Jay-Z Dead Presidents. When that dropped on Rap City or in the basement, I changed my entire life. So it's stuff like that that resonates with me. And I remember Posse's on Broadway, and I sat there because I was like, the beat was just so crazy, and the hook was just infectious. And it was just, I was like, oh man, this is what it is right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and I'm just a little kid, like I didn't know what you guys are really saying. It just and to this day, it's just okay. That and just the tone, it just everything about it was amazing. Just to see what you guys created in a negative, in like in a vacuum,
Hmm.
and see it really just become what it is today. It's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Well, I think one thing that I really admire, because I'm like one of the biggest fans of Mix-a-Lot to this day, because I fought for him. My program director got to the point where they didn't want me to play his music anymore, and I said, no, I'm going to keep playing it. I put my job on the line for this guy because I
Right.
really believed in him. Matter of fact, it was either Frankie Crocker or Mr. Magic at the New Music Seminar Conference when I played one of our songs by Mix-a-Lot. They kind of laughed at me and said, well, that's only going to hit in Seattle. And boy, I was so mad. Are you serious? Seriously, you're going to diss me in front of all these people saying I'm wrong? But I proved them wrong, that because we blew up, we went gold and platinum, and it wasn't just with Posse on Broadway. He had my hoopty,
Yep.
beepers.
Yep.
those songs, man. He just knows how to do a good story, man. He's funny and he's really like that. Uh, so yeah, those were the days, man.
Yeah, and then of course, baby got back. Like that's
Yeah.
come on,
Oh,
man. Like that's just a staple of American history right there, man. Like if people and I mean, I can only imagine what it was like when I got redone and resampled with Nicki Minaj and the whole nine. And just wow, you know what I mean? Like kudos to you, kudos to the team. You guys again, you can't take away the you know what you built. You built
there's
something that people can always reference in history, man. Real live.
funny story about Baby Got Back. Growing up on the road with those guys, you know, they all love. We called them. They called it backpacks. The girls with the big butts, they called them backpacks. But
Mm-hmm.
I was the only one in the group that didn't like that. I always liked white girls with skinny, thin butts. So he in the song, toothpick. That was my flavor back then. So we both didn't see eye to eye on that. But obviously, his was more popular because he's set for life. And Baby Got Back. And meantime, I'm living a toothpick lifestyle.
I get it, man. That's what's
Yeah,
uh,
true story.
uh, Jeff BTB Media said, where's Larry the White Guy?
Yeah, everybody asked me where Larry the White Guy is. The last time I saw him is when we had a Nasty Mix Records reunion, and I think that was back in 2017. And after that, never seen them again. Never seen them again. I have no idea. Maybe either his real estate business really did well, where he can like retire off an island and never be seen again. I really don't know. I have no clue where he's at.
Let's hope that is indeed the case. 'Cause that's awesome.
Oh man.
All right. So next topic, because obviously, like I said, I want to make sure we keep you on the time. I know you're a very busy man. The days of Rap Attack. Talk about the Rap Attack, because again, what you probably don't know is that I spent time as a MC as well. I tried to hone my craft and rap, and I had a whole recorded career my own. I even did made my own open mic tour across the U.S. and I did it for about 2 years, and it was pretty cool. At a time when no social media, nothing, but I did it. I made it work and I put it together. Just found open mic joints. But Rap Attack, the source, just viable periodicals and things like that just really get your name and your brand out. But I remember Rap Attack, and
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
Well, there's two Rap Attacks in my life. The one Rap Attack is my radio show in Seattle. It was called Rap Attack, and that aired from 1988 to 1998, and then I moved to LA. But the name of the show, I dedicated that to the guy who dissed me, Mr. Magic, who I really looked up to, because that guy, man, from WBLS in New York, he had a lockdown. He had the voice. I mean, he's no longer around, but his style, his voice, just his energy on the air. I said, man, I want to be just like that. Even though we were on the air at the same time, but he was really well known. I wasn't known yet, really. I said, I want to be like that guy, and well, he just I used to have my sister record his shows on a cassette tape and mail it to me so I can hear all his shows and how he talked and what he played, and then I would copy everything he did and do it in Seattle. See, a lot of people in Seattle don't know that, but it worked because I became really big in Seattle because I bit and copied Mr. Magic. So that's one Rap Attack. So the second Rap Attack is I named my website. This is before going online got really big, and it was just about to blow up. And my assistant said to me, he goes, "Why don't you just take everything you did at Hits Magazine since you got fired and just put it online? I guarantee you the internet's going to be the next way to go." I said, "All right, well, I'll guess. I'll try." So I did it, and I named it rapattacklives.com. And that started, I think, in 1993, around that era. And boy, he was right, because I'm still around, and and I still rapattacklives.com still around to this day, and I've got like the best college DJs there, still breaking new music, telling me what's new and hot on the rap tip. And I'm not talking about music by 6 by 9, all those other rap. I'm talking about the real hip hop, underground hip hop. The boom bap, that kind of music.
Yeah,
We still keep it alive on rapattacklives.com. So those are my two recollections of when you asked me about Rap Attack. Are those two?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, I it's great to know because I mean, like I said, it, for me, this is like it's a win-win, right? Because when first facet, I get to talk to a legend and get to glean information from you, but when facet two is that I get to look at it from the perspective of I'm a guy that was aspiring to be. So I'm going through all of these obstacles and hurdles and perspectives to try to be. And here I am full circle talking to a legend that's doing it, that has done it. And I'm like, wow, I remember these things like, wow, I want to get on something like that. I want to get on, Rap Attack or the sources, just all of these things is out there. You know what I mean? And just to hear all of these stories, it's just, like I said, it's a win-win, and it's pleasurable for me. That's why I'm drinking the tea or drinking the coffee that you said at the
Oh
end.
yeah, I need some of that coffee, boy. but you know what? I got a lot of stories, and a lot of people say, man, Ness, you need to write a book. But I hate to read. I don't like to write. But over the last couple of years, I actually, there was one guy that convinced me to actually do a book, and he said, just do a memoir. I go,
Mm.
well, what's a memoir? He goes, a memoir. You don't know a memoir? So I had to pretend like I knew. But I called up my sister in New York, and she's smart. She's one of the person that had straight A's, graduated with top honors. I said, what's a memoir? She goes, it's when you write about yourself, but you're the guy writing the book about yourself.
Right.
Oh, okay. So the guy who convinced me to actually do it was the guy who passed away recently, DJ Lover J. He was
Mm.
my executive editor for my book, which is called Time Out. It's not done yet. It's in the process. I mean, it's still in the process, but yeah, man. So yeah. So hey, so for those of you who don't know what a memoir is, that's a memoir.
It's a memoir. I love that. That's awesome. All right, next topic. K Fox Night Beat King lives. What was it like to
Okay.
be on K Fox?
Okay. So K Fox Night Beat.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting the lives part is the name of my website,
Right.
rapattacklives.com. So K Fox Night Beat originally was the name of my show when we started playing rap on the weeknights on
Mm-hmm.
the AM radio station that started maybe back in 1982. We started playing more rap during the weekdays because my Sunday show got so popular playing rap and everything that people were requesting it during the weekdays. So we had no choice but to play it, but we only played it at night. And I was the guy that was on from 7 to midnight. We called my show K Fox Night Beat. And on that show, basically it's the same format, R&B, but I was allowed to play one believe it or not, just one rap an hour. But even though I was able to play one rap an hour, it's like that 1 hour everyone would tune in going, he's playing Houdini. What is that? It's LL Cool J. You know, so I would slowly sneak in two rap songs an hour. Even though my boss got mad at me, I would I would sneak in two raps an hour. Then I would sneak in a Sir Mix-a-Lot song, and boy, my boss got really mad at me. But then when the ratings came out, and remind you, this was an AM radio station. On the AM, everything else was on FM. My ratings were the highest Arbitron rated show, beating all the FM stations, and I was on AM. And so my boss really couldn't say anything because when you have high ratings like that, people want to advertise on your show.
Right.
And so I had everybody from car commercials to flower commercials to everything advertising on my show. And So I had a lot of leeway. So that's the history of K Fox Nightbeat. And then now, 30 plus years later, every Sunday night I have a show that I do on Sunday nights, which is based on that show, and it's called K Fox Nightbeat. So I play everything that I played back then when it was brand new, and then one night a week on Sunday, I'll play one new song, which I call it a fresh tracks, which was the name of my Sunday night show from 1980. So one new song a week, but everything else is all classic, old school. I have a Grand Mixer GMS as my main DJ mixing for me on there. It does a great job. That's like my mini me, man. I can't say I have nothing but good things to say about him. And then I also open the doors for guest DJs. I've had DJ Icy Ice from the Beat Junkies on there, DV1 from the Rocksteady crew. I've had the late DJ Lover J, DJ Third Degree, and DJ T, Native America's number
Hey.
one DJ. I said number one because he's the number one Native American DJ. He was on there too. And this Sunday night, I've got a OG from Hot 97.7 from the classic days of Hot 97.7 in San Jose. His name is Rex Santa Elena. He's going to be in the mix this Sunday, and he is incredible. See, as a DJ, I don't like just mixes where you play the song till it's almost over and you mix into another song. I like it to sound sort of like, if you know who Cameron Paul is, and I know Prince Ice knows who he is. Uh, his mixes are like studio produced quality. I mean, it's like a mega mix, like 30 minutes of a mega mix of everything, and it just sounds so dope when I hear mixes like that. And those are the kind of mixes you'll hear on my show.
Awesome. Awesome. And again, shout out to all of the DJs that you've influenced. Shout out to all of the DJs on K Fox Nightbeat. GMS, that's my guy, man. He was on the beat before previously. So shout out, brother. DJ T, we gotta get you on the show too, man. Let's talk about DJs as well, man. But totally awesome that you've influenced so many people. And again, this is what I'm talking about. This is legendary status right here, man, because people are talking about you. You know what I mean? I get it, but that's what makes the legend complete, because you stay humble about it. You know what I mean? And it's just so awesome.
Well, in Seattle, I don't mean to cut you off, but in Seattle on my radio shows, it was like, not that I got tired of mixing all the time, but I said, you know what? One thing I learned about Napoleon Hill or just talking to successful people is open the doors for other people and give them the spotlight, like help others, give back, so like in Seattle, I've helped launch the careers on the mixing tip to and they're really popular now, man, like Mr. Supreme, DJ B Mello, DJ Topspin, DJ Ecstasy, all out of Seattle. They all blowing up now, man. And just because I remember when they first started, that's what it's all about, is like handing the baton over to someone else and continue your legacy. Because when I'm gone, I know Grand Mixer GMS will keep my legacy alive. When he's gone, I don't know who will keep it alive after him, but maybe you will. You, okay? Am I pointing the right way? Okay, maybe you will.
I would be more than happy to at least try.
All right, you better.
Because at least I'll have the shoes to fill. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because all you guys have big shoes for me to fill. And
hey man, do you wear Crocs? Be honest, do you wear Crocs? If you do, I'm signing off. I hate those shoes, man. Do you wear Crocs? Seriously, do you?
I don't wear Crocs, but you know what? I actually considered it though. I did consider it because I was like, I was like, it's not stylish enough for me. I need to figure out how to dip them. What do you call them? Dip them. Put the little. It's gotta be something different. I can't just have just big orange things on my feet, look like styrofoam.
Everybody asks, you go, why do you wear those? They go, man, Ness, it's so comfortable. Well, then why don't you just wear Birkenstocks then? Because I guess those are comfortable too. Nah, man, I'm just curious. If you wear Crocs, I still got love for you, Donnie. Don't lie. You don't have to lie to me.
Okay, but I will say this though. So my supervisor, really cool dude named Blake. Shout out to Blake. like I like I told you how I feel about the Crocs because I'm like it's weird. Like it's like like I think about when you open like say for instance you get a like a flat screen TV and when you open it up you got the little styrofoam things that encase the TV. That's
Oh
what it
yeah.
feels like Crocs are for your feet. So uh, but Blake showed me these Jordans that came out that were like in the style of Crocs, and I gotta say I was like, you
Really?
know what? I might have to try that though, because they did it in a way that was like, that looks pretty, as we say, cold. That looked pretty cold. I might have to go ahead and get those right there. You know what I mean? To get my drip, to keep my drip dripping. But I
Yeah.
just to have just Crocs, that just these little in California speak slides. I can't get these slides. I can't. The Crocs no. It just no. Just give me some tennis shoes or something, man.
All
We good.
right. Well, let's move on because our ratings might die because we're talking about Crocs. Let's go to the next subject.
Indeed, indeed. All right, so the next topic, and I think this is a very good one. This is interesting, and I'm going to be having my ears perked up because like I spent a little bit of time doing this. Gung Fu and you, how has martial arts impacted you as a person? And so I gotta say, because I knew you studied Jun Fan. I studied Wing Chun under Sifu Gordon Liu. Uh,
Really?
yes, Sifu Gordon Liu, that is my guy. I need to get him on the show. I was literally just telling DJ Prince Ice that. I was like, I need to get my Sifu on here. But I am so fascinated with the culture. I'm so fascinated with the art. It has done wonders for me with my just health, balance, understanding, center yourself and the whole nine. But for you, how has martial arts impacted you?
Did you ever do Chi Sao?
Yeah,
Sticky hands?
yeah,
Ah,
absolutely. But
all right.
it's hard to do when you. It's like I don't have a wooden dummy, so it's not like something I can do, by myself. And somebody
All
told
right.
me that there's a way that some people do it with like if you tie like a dress shirt or something like that to a doorknob or something like that, and you can get it, but it's just not the same. Right?
Yeah, yeah. I hear you, man. Well, I just remember doing Chi Sao, and my seafood would tell me to close my eyes and not focus and look at what the other guy's doing. Just it's all
Feel it.
feeling,
Yeah.
you're feeling the sensitivity. And but anyway, what martial art has done for me is not just teach me how to fight, but the guy who really made it popular uh, was Bruce Lee.
Mhm.
And like I said, I really didn't have any role models that kind of looked like me. Not that I look like Bruce Lee, but we're both Asian. Our eyes kind of look the same. We have the
Yeah.
same color skin, and we both like to eat rice. you know, and, but man, he played a huge influence on me because he also went to school in Seattle,
Mm.
and I went to school in Seattle. What else did he do? He put Kung Fu on the map, and I helped put hip hop on the map for Seattle. And what
Mm.
else did he do? He was in few movies in the early part of his career.
Mhm.
I've been in a few movies. I was in Kung Pao. I was in, like you said, ER, and where else was I in? I know I've been in more movies and stuff. But yeah, everything that he did, I did it because he did it. So someone I looked up to, and his philosophy, and it's just hanging out with my Sifu Taki Kimura because he took me in when I was 13 years old, and you're realistically you're supposed to be 16 years old and over to work out in the school.
Right.
But back in 1973, I never knew my mom and him were like very close friends because he owned the grocery store and we used to shop there all the time. And it wasn't until Bruce Lee died and I saw in the newspaper, I go, Mommy, there's your friend in the newspaper. That's Taki, Mr. Kimura. She goes, Oh yeah. He goes, Oh, he knows Bruce Lee. Can you ask him if he'll teach me kung fu? And I think at that time my only knowledge of kung fu was watching the TV show. Remember David Carradine, Kung Fu?
Yeah. Yeah. That was. Yeah.
Yeah, before he fought, he would do a philosophy like
Yeah.
roses are red, violets are blue. I'm about to kick your butt. Ready? Let's go. You and you. And then he'll do this, and then he'll beat them up. Yeah, so that was my first really learning of Kung Fu. Because prior
Mm.
to all that, growing up in Okinawa, Japan, I learned judo. I knew a little bit about judo, a little bit karate, but never knew anything about kung fu, you know. But yeah, martial arts really changed my life. Just gave me self confidence, taught me how to fight. Although I have lost maybe one or two fights in my life, and that's because I didn't have what Bruce Lee says in Enter Dragon, emotional content. I fought out of anger. I wasn't even thinking. Like everything I learned went out the drain. I was so angry, and next thing I know, I got my foot gets stuck in the wall, and this guy got start pounding on me, and next thing I know, my face, woo, boy, I look like the Elephant Man. You know. And then I was wondering. Now I know what Bruce Lee meant by we need emotional content,
Not
not
anger.
anger. Yeah, not,
Try that
and just
again.
yeah.
Follow
Well, I didn't try it again because I didn't want to look like the Elephant Man again. But yeah, it all came to like understanding what he really meant. But yeah, and to this day, I'm still devoted. Although I don't work out with the class anymore because I live in LA and they're in Seattle. I still remember everything, and every time I go to Seattle, I visit the grave, I visit the school, and so everything is still in my memory. Um, but yeah, man, next time I see you, man, we gotta do chisao, man. Stick your hands.
I'll try it. I'll try it with you. Like I said, I honestly, when I moved to LA, I tried to search for a place where I could practice my art, but I just didn't feel comfortable. Not coming
Yeah.
from my seafood, and it was like my seafood, like it just felt personal, and I was like, I don't want to go somewhere. You know what I mean? So that's that.
Uh,
But I would love to. I'd love to if you game for it. We can try it. I definitely.
yeah, we can try it. I remember I ordered a book because I told you I used to love reading comic books,
Mhm.
and it said for $1.25, you order this book called Dimok, and it teaches you the death touch.
Mhm.
So have you heard of that Dimok?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I ordered the book. So if you ever get mad at me and all you gotta do is I know where to touch you and you'll die. It works. Trust me, I've killed like 5 people already. No, but I did order it. I did order that, and I remember ordering as I was building my self confidence. I ordered in the comic books Charles Atlas. If you send them a dime, they'll send you a book on how to get like it was a comic book where they showed the guy kicking sand in the guy's face. So
Mhm.
the guy that got the sand kicked in his face, he ordered the book, and he built up biceps in the chest, and then he ended up beating up the guy. So yeah, I ordered that book too for 10 cents.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. That's
All right. I'm sorry. It's your show. Go ahead. What,
Oh no
what you
no
want to
no
talk about?
no! This is what this is for. It's for like again. These are just topics and stories to share. I love it. It's totally fine. I definitely because we are coming down to the time. I definitely want to try to solve certain things. I'm going to have to truncate, but I do want to start with this. Changing the topic. The life and times of J.J. Hudson. I know
Oh,
you are very, very affiliated with this young lady right now, and I had the pleasure of coming across her presence through Grand Mix of GMS. Shout out GMS. And I gotta say, she's got a lot with her, and I mean that in a very good way. So I want to talk. I want you to talk about what it was like for you to come across this young lady and create with her.
well, she originally was just modeling whenever because she's part of our family, the High Children, and if you notice in our videos, she would be there modeling, always in the background modeling, and I guess she would discover that she can rap, and she can sing, and she knows how to play the piano. She got a little bit of soul in her, and boy, that lady is so ambitious, and she's come from a background where you just wouldn't believe. Kind of like me, she's had a rough life coming up from being homeless and et cetera, and she's where she's at now because she stuck with it, stayed positive, have positive people in her life like me and GMS and the High Children, and yeah, so she's got 2 videos out now. One is Jay, called Jay, and the other one is called Let It Pop, and she's gorgeous, man. She's beautiful, but you know what? Deep inside, she's a tomboy. She likes to skateboard. She likes to wear beanies, and she's just like hanging out with a guy. But she looks like really gorgeous. But she's so cool, and I really wish the best for her. I'm really trying hard to make her like the next Mix-a-Lot, so go gold and platinum. But I'm glad you mentioned her because, yeah, I really wish the best for J. Hudson. Remember that name, J. Hudson.
Awesome. We actually have Jay, the single. Here, so
Oh,
I'm gonna play that for everybody, so everybody can get a feel for JJ Hudson. And
well,
actually,
real quick, the
yeah,
story behind that song, because I know you played "Let It Pop"
yeah,
when Grand Mixer GMS was on. The
yep.
thing with Jay, one of my favorite songs of all time was by a group called Redbone, and they were the first Native American group to go gold, and they had a song back in the '70s called "Come and Get Your Love." And that song really, really changed my life. And every time I hear that song, it's just one of those songs that make you feel good. Um, so if you listen closely, you'll hear the "Come and Get Your Love" sample in it. But yeah, if you want to play it, man, I'm all down, man, because I got to go pee, man.
Nice, that's all good. With that being said, we have JJ Hudson.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Something like this.
J-Moji, runway OG, still I keep it low key. So like go catch the hammer, catch me on camera, rocking mic in pajamas. Now you see me on the gram, TikTok, Facebook, just chilling with my fam. Hey, and my fans filled with high beats, flossing Gucci, Louis, and Nikes. Hey, just tripping while we flipping. On the microphone gives you ears of verbal whipping. And when you see me at the Grammys, my Gucci flip flops match with my Teddy Manny's. Now I'm trying to get paid, ain't coming up short the big F90. About to build my own empire. Yo, this is that fire.
And we got to get down now. We keep it real on the ground now. Just let the beat pound now. We got the unique sound now. And we try to just feel now. Cause this world's too real now. Try not to get killed now. And just catch these feels now.
Hey, yo, black lives matter, right?
I have a
If
dream.
you don't think so, you're probably white. If you don't blink, then we'll probably fight. Me mugging me up, beat your ass on sight. I ain't tripping. Where we go, Casamigos, what we sipping. Hey, no chasing, no lines. Relax your mind and understand that I'm one of a kind. The kind of girl you wanna wind it down and make time. Still, I find this guy so cringy. Always trying to send me DMs to friend me. Trying to get with me, but they ain't getting any. It takes a real man with real life plans to win me. Ha! You little boys make me laugh. To my fans, one love. Please accept my verbal autograph.
And we got to get down now. We keep it real on the ground now. So just let the beat pound now. We got the unique sound now. And we try to just feel now. Cause this world's too real now. Try not to get killed now. And just catch these feels now. And we're trying to just feel now. Cause this world's too real now. Try not to get killed now. And just catch these feels now. Something like this.
J-Moji. Runway OG. J-Moji. Runway OG. J-Moji. Runway OG.
Yeah, that joint got so much energy to it.
You know what? That's the remix that GMS and I did. I thought you were gonna play the original version where you hear more of the Redbone, but that right there was the remix. And I'm a big old school fan, so the Invisible Man's Band was the sample that I kind of brought back to life. If you remember, if you know your old school music, that was that on there. But yeah, thanks for playing that, man.
No worries. I try to surprise you. I was.
You
just
did.
going on with a narrative. Sorry
No,
about
you,
that. I guess.
that was really nice of you, man. Wow, you're a really nice guy.
Good. Well, my mom would be proud of me then, I guess. Hearing you said.
All right, man. So,
That's
normally on Tuesday nights, it's Tuesday
mhm.
out here. I would say I have to go because This Is Us is on. But you're lucky. This Is Us doesn't premiere until I think until next year. I think the new season. So if you still want to talk a few more minutes, I still got time.
Yeah, I got just a few more questions. This is gonna be the 2 to 3 more questions that we get you out of here. I know, like I said,
All righty.
I know it's a you know.
No, I'm good.
Here we go. I want to take this time to ask. First of all, what are you currently working on, or what's next? What's next for yourself, Nasty-Nes? Like what do you got cooking that you want everybody to be hip on?
I got a lot of goals, man. One of them, of course, is to see my artist JJ Hudson blow up. That's one of them. Aside from that, on a non-musical tip, my acting part, I really, really want to get. I've been on a lot of auditions. My last audition was for to be in J Lo's movie, but I didn't get it. Part of the acting thing is always getting turned down, say no, 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 But then once they say yes to a project, that's when it all like wow, yeah, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer. So I really want to become a successful actor, um, maybe on a TV series or on a movie, because it's time. I think a lot of Asians now are starting to get recognized.
Right.
So yeah, man, I want to do that, and what else I want to do? Yeah, I think that's probably like one of my last dreams is to be successful at that, and just keep the hip hop music going, keep it alive as long as I can. That's why with my Rap Attack DJs, they're young, they still keep their ear out on the streets and everything, and keep me tuned. Hold on, my wife is in the background talking.
Uh-oh.
Hey, babe, I'm on the air. I'm sorry. Things
No
like
worries.
that happen. So
I
if
didn't.
you hear someone in the background talking Tagalog, it's not me. All right, go ahead.
No worries. 2 more questions, then we let you go because like I said, I already know you're busy. So,
Oh
um,
no, I was just gonna say if This Is Us was on TV right now, I wouldn't be on right now. I love that show. Just to let you know.
I
Okay.
I get it. I
Okay.
get it.
All
Uh,
right.
do you have any advice for aspiring talent, young people, entrepreneurs, turntablists, music producers, music managers, just young icons in training such as yourself? Any advice for aspiring talent?
Well, I tell you this much, man. If I give out any advice, that means I gotta live and stick by what I say. And a lot of these gold plaques and platinum plaques behind me, they just didn't happen overnight. So when you're at that point where you just feel like, man, it's not happening, and when you want to give up, that's when you don't give up. You just really got to believe in yourself and not give up. Like I told you, like some of the goals I just mentioned earlier, they haven't really materialized yet, but I'm not going to give up. I'm still going to write down my goals. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to just visualize it happening and just do that. Just hang around people that believe in you,
Mhm.
because I noticed one thing. There's a lot of people, they act like they believe in you, but they really don't. And that's when you gotta really be careful who you hang out with, or just you gotta be around good people, man. But just believe in yourself. Don't The thing is, just don't give up, man. Just try. At least you give it your best shot. Try, and so at least try. That's all. If you never try, it'll never happen. So
Right.
you gotta do it. So being that I just said that, and within the next 5 years, hope Lord willing, I will be a very popular actor. So if you need to get a hold of me, you got to go through my manager. That's how big I want to get. Okay. You got to go through my talent agency to speak to me. All right. No, no offense, man, but that's how I know I made it. All right.
You heard it here first. Let's get it. Like at the end of the
Yeah,
day, that's what we at. We
yeah.
keep it into existence real loud.
Keeping it real.
All right, last question, and this is the last question. We get you back to business as usual for yourself. How can people learn more about you, be in touch with you and just like glean information from you or reach out and touch you?
Oh, okay. So first of all, if you're really into the real hip hop, what's really hitting, not what you hear on the radio over and over again, just log on to rapattacklives.com, and then I have a top 30 chart. I have an underground chart. I even have a Christian hip hop chart. I have our R&B chart. But if you look at the top 30, the main chart, you'll see on there what's really hitting, and there'll be artists on there. You'll probably go, "Who's that?" Well, that's the whole idea behind this chart, because I help promote independent, unsigned artists in that are in the hip hop, but not that. I mean, it's the when you when you hear the music, you'll know I'm talking about real hip hop, the real stuff, man. Um, and God, yeah, I lost track. What was your question again?
I can people
I'm
learn more
sorry.
about you.
About what?
How can people learn more?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
No
Okay,
worries.
I'm
I
sorry.
get it. No worries.
Okay. So go to rapattacklist.com. If you're into social media, if you're addicted like me, you can go on my Facebook. It's at Nasty-Nes, and it's one S in Ness, Nastynes. If you're on Instagram, it's at Nasty-Nes with the number 818, at Nasty-Nes 818. If you're on Twitter, at Nasty-Nes with the numeric 1. You can also go on my Mixcloud page, and you can hear all our shows archived, my K-Fox Night Beat shows. That's mixcloud.com/Nasty-Nes. One S and Ness. Because on the Easy E record I did called Radio, they spelled it Nasty, Ness. Spelled it wrong, but I'm on a legendary record. So one S and S, all right?
Got it. Listen, like I said, this is it's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Man, thank you. Thank you.
Like this thing is just like you said. It's more about we put stuff into the universe so that it'll live and it'll just be there. You know what I mean? And it's great to be able to share energy with someone who has, just had their foot on the floor and gunned it to 88 miles an hour. Like Doc Brown says, when you go to 88 miles per hour, we're gonna see some serious shit. You know what I mean? So
I want to say this, man. I really thank you for giving me time on your show, and I want you to know that. Did you know your name is your name really Donnie?
yeah.
Okay, Donnie is one of my favorite names of all time, and I'm going to share something with you and everybody watching. And don't laugh and don't hate. You know why Donnie is my favorite name? When I was a kid, I was the biggest fan of this one artist. Had nothing to do with hip hop, but his name was Donny Osmond. Yeah.
Donnie and Marie.
Yeah, not Marie, but Donny Osmond.
I get it, but I'm just saying back in the day, I'm hip. They
okay. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. All my friends don't agree with what you just said, but that's right. Donny Osmond, Puppy Love, Go Away Little Girl, One Bad Apple. That was the root of hip hop. But yeah, man, Donnie B in the place to be. You definitely got the beats, and I definitely appreciate you so much and what you do for hip hop. Keep doing what you're doing, man. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. And you just believe I'm gonna have the torches burning for the legends such as yourself. Shout out to you. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, Nasty-Nes, and follow him on all social media. He already gave you the names and so forth and so on. If you don't know, just go back to the beat. We'll post that up as well. But make sure you like and subscribe. Follow this brother, man.
Thank you.
Icon, man. Living legend. Make sure you like and subscribe. BTP Media Group, Jeff Kwan and the team, the whole team over there at BTP. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow them guys. DJ Prince Ice.
Yeah.
EMS. DJ
yes,
G. All of those people that's out there doing their thing. Get the K Fox Night Beat crew, the whole team. Yes. That's what this is all about, man. It's about to show love and show out. And that's what it is. We've reached time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to The Beat. And I'm Donnie B, Got the Beats. I'm your host. Stay tuned. We have some other people lined up that's coming real soon. And we're wrapping up season 4, going into season 5 furiously. So, stay tuned, and we're gonna keep it as such. Like I said before, Nas, just keep doing what you're doing, brother. Like you are a beacon, brother, and I'm following behind every light you leaving for us, man. Real live.
She shall.
She's out. Hey, listen, if we, you know what I mean? I got you. And like I said, I'm Donnie B. Got the beats. You live on the beat, and we out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
See ya.
Donnie B.